Right, everyone. I think we're going. I think we're okay. But out of motorbike, my hair's a bit of a mess. I'm sorry. So, the little buggers they are. And they're so sneaky. They're among us, literally. They get us to look out there for aliens, and they're walking among us already. They're already here. And they're not like us. They're not like us at all. They have a totally different energy. They have the pyramid energy. Our energy is toroidal. Flowing energy. Took a bite of the apple. The Taurus. Took a bite out of the Taurus. That's when we descended. I reckon we were giants. Before, we were giants. And they've knocked our energy on its side. And now, they're trying to literally tip it upside down. They want a pole shift. They want to tip our energy up. And they've got particle colliders all over the world to try and achieve this. This is what they're trying to do. They won't succeed. What they're trying to do, they won't achieve it. Because at the end of the day, they don't fit in our atmosphere. They don't work. This is why they've started spraying the skies and stuff like that. They're here now. They're here. In order to operate in our atmosphere and move about, this is the only logical thing that makes sense. And if you was an alien, what would you do? Look over there. Not look at me. They've got us fighting each other while they're stood there watching, giggling. Because they're hurting us. We know, subconsciously, that we're being attacked. So we're lashing out at everybody. Because we don't know where it's coming from, this energy. What's going on? So people are snapping at the slightest thing. Because we're being bombarded with radiation. This is the key. The show us right in Superman. Kryptonite. Look up kryptonite on Google. Krypton is basically radiation. It's a radioactive material. This is the only thing that hurts us. Radiation hurts us. We should have negative ions, which is the opposite of positive ions, radiation. Negative ions. Basically, negative ions give you an extra electron. The air would be a lot more electrically charged, and the pattern would be a straight flow. Whereas now, I bet that when they attacked us, when they came, is when the flood happened. They tipped our energy on its side. They penetrated our torus field and knocked our energy on its side. This is when they entered. And you can see it. You can see the breadcrumbs. All the shit that they've done all over the place. Building pyramids and... Now they live underground and... Like some of them, they live amongst us. But they're not like you and me. They're not. And they're bombarding us with radiation, which is perfect for them. They love it. That's ideal for them. That is their environment. They've got us believing that it doesn't matter about radio frequencies and stuff that's in the air. You don't need to think about that. We live in the fucking air. What do you mean we don't need to worry about it? And you've got fucking things on street corners literally pumping radiation into the atmosphere. Something's going on right now. I'm telling you something's going on. They're preparing to like walk amongst us. Literally. They're going to make out like they're coming from another country, another planet. They haven't come from another planet. And it's come on top for them loads of times. The Bible is their book. It's their journey. Where you can follow them. The Ark of the Covenant, the Ark. Think about that. It's a plutonium radiation. That's how they were talking to their God, Yahweh. That's how they were talking to their God. This is why humanity is left brain, right brain at the moment. It's because they've tipped our energy, our polarity of our energy now is going like this. It's sideways. Before it was upwards, it was flowing upwards. And we had a higher carbon atmosphere with more carbon. It was more oxygen rich. And they've literally fucked our energy system up and took over with their radiation system. And basically they're killing us off slowly. While, like, basically we're building the infrastructure for them. Because they've destroyed their world and they want to take over ours. But they don't understand something else, is that we've got allies as well. There's other races that are looking out for us. That they think they know everything. They think they've got this covered. They ain't got this covered at all. Not at all. They think that we're helpless. They take the piss out of us. Like, make us talk to us like we were monkeys. See, when we see before, we was giants. We want monkeys. This is why they run around hiding giant bones. They don't want us to know because that's what we were like. Before, the energy was going upwards. So obviously, we would have been giants. And we was giants. And when the energy's moving upwards and flowing like that as well, we don't die. This is why we have night and day now and death. They've toppled our system on its side. The story of the Tower of Babel, where we built a tower up to heaven, and we're all together as one. This is how we get our energy back, by uniting. The more they divide us, this is how they get their polarity. It's sideways energy. We want our giant energy. Stand tall, proud, high and mighty. Because they can't hurt us. We can't die. And they're more susceptible in our environment. We carry an energy that they can't stand. They can't stand our energy. They can't. They can't be in our presence. It fucking hurt. They hate it. Anyway, people, I've said enough now. And trust me, that energy there, the energy, the signal that you've just received from me now, is from the Taurus energy. And we're taking back our plan. We're taking it back. And honestly, it only takes a few people to unite in love. Just a few. Peace. They want to divide us. That's what they want to do. And they laugh at us fighting each other. They make sports like boxing matches and blood sports where we're hitting each other and attacking each other. And an extreme version of that is war. Right, red team, blue team, you fight each other. We'll just stand here and watch. And they laugh at us. They laugh at us. Come and worship us and our queen. These systems, these ruling systems that are set up, they're not about us. They're not us. They are not like us. They are alien to us. And they're out in the open now. Easy to spot. How you can spot them? Because they want to rule and dominate you. And they don't understand what love is. If you talk about love, What's that? Love? All they know is bettering themselves and money. They're very materialistic. That is all they care about. I reckon that you can spot these people's environments because they will have a special energy around the places where they work and where they operate. Because they can't properly function in our environment and around us in particular. And they can't just kill us because it has too much consequences for them. And we become miles more powerful and much more of a problem for them when we die. Honestly, it's not awful for them when we die. Don't think that. They're trying to make us believe, yeah, that number one, you can't die because of your energy. And if the energy was normal like it was before, going upwards instead of side to side, like when they talk about a pole shift and there was a mud flood in the 1800s, 1700s, and there was a big flood. That's when it happened. That's when they breached our crater. They came in here. And you can tell because they started messing with our system. And they walk around with radiation. They must have radiation near them. This is why they're all obsessed with like fossil fuels and stuff like this. And we're polluting our atmosphere, it's just making it perfect for them. We was floating around in helium balloons with little fans on them. We were floating around in. We was totally no pollution whatsoever, and didn't use any energy. No energy. What energy does that use? It's a fucking helium balloon. All you do is use a little bit of electric from in the air, from in the atmosphere. Now the energy is still going side to side now, but I'm pretty sure you can still harvest it. They've just polarised our energy to left and right like this. Whereas before it was up and down. We was giants, and we used to live for as long as we wanted to. You die when you wanted. It's up to you. And they're degrading us slowly. We're becoming nothing. And if they get it to a point where they flip this world over, we're going to be microorganisms. They're going to shrink us right down. Because the energy now will be going downwards instead of up. And that's what they want. The atmosphere that's perfect for us is up, not down. It needs to be coming upwards this way. Negative ions. And then you can reach for the sky. The energy's flowing upwards. You can harvest energy. This is why you've got all these big buildings. We used to be able to harvest energy really easy. Because it was flowing this way upwards. Honestly, forget gravity. Or if something has got more mass than the environment around it, then it falls. Because there's nothing to resist it. It's just common sense. Something that has more mass than the atmosphere around it will fall. Something that doesn't will rise, like helium, hydrogen. These gases will float because they have less mass. It's about weight. It's nothing to do with a fucking invisible force. No, if you look at gravity, it's a theory. It's never been proved ever. Never. These people have got us chasing our tails around. And what we need to do is get our heads together and figure out how we need to put ourselves back. How we can get our system back off them. Yeah? And you know it works for them. You know who works for this organisation? Because they act like insects, like parasites. They want to rule you, and they dominate you, and they work for their queen. It's not a fucking accident, this. And there's only one species that likes radiation, and that's an insect. So they're a type of... They're getting us thinking about reptilians. No. Insectoid. They are. That's what they are. They like radiation. They tell you this, like with cockroaches and stuff like that, they'd be the only ones who have radiation. Fucking right they would. They're an insect race, that's what they are. Saturn. And there's human beings that have turned on them, on us for money. And money's not worth nothing. They're selling human beings for money, for paper, for an easy life. But it's not an easy life. Have you any fucking idea of the consequences for that? Against your own race? Then you've got to face our God, not theirs. They've got you kidded, mate. If you're one of us, you face our God, not their God. What the fuck has their God got to do with you? Of course he'll take worship off you. Of course he'll do what he can for you on this earth. I mean, at the moment he's running things. Not for long. Not for long. Peace out.